So I am currently stress eating. Give me a minute. I'm trying to put myself together and trying to prevent a meltdown from happening. This is so good. Family Mart really came through with this one. Anyway, I don't know where to begin. I have been sitting here for the past who knows how many days now, filming all sorts of reaction videos, filming the type of content that I've been wanting to put out onto YouTube for the longest time, but I just didn't get around to it because I didn't know how to film that kind of content. And not only that, but also when using other people's content to react to, I wasn't sure how to go about it where those content creators wouldn't flag my video down for using their content. I really wasn't sure on like the logistics of everything. So after some time, I got around to it, and I don't know what the heck I did or if it's something on Final Cut Pro's end, but everything got wiped out. All of my files, all of my videos, everything is just gone. And I am mortified because I had spent I don't know how many days filming, uploading, which took time because these were very long videos, editing. I'm not that good at editing. I'm doing all this on my own, and I kind of have gotten like the gist of things, but there's still a lot to editing that I'm not very familiar with. I've never been a tech savvy person. I probably never will be a tech savvy person, so I'm only doing my best. All of that hard work gone, and I don't know what to do other than just stress eat. And just try to do this again. I am so scared moving forward, I guess for the next couple of days, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if Final Cut is gonna want to do its own little thing and it's gonna just like wipe everything out again, or if I'm like in the clear now. I have no idea. I've been kind of messing with things, and we'll just see. We'll just see how this, we'll just pray and hope that everything goes well moving forward, because gosh darn it. I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this point, but anyway, I thought for this video, we would just take it easy. We'll go on a virtual tour of Nara City, which happens to be in Nara Prefecture. I happen to have lived in Nara City for roughly about, maybe give or take 2 years. I loved it and I hated it, all for the same like reasons. They all kind of coincide with each other. I loved it because it was very convenient, at least where my apartment was. I was probably like a 10-minute leisurely walk to Nara Station. Also, the Deer Park, Nara Park was again probably within maybe 12-15 minutes walking. And that's not even a fast-paced walk. This is just a leisurely walk, you guys. I also had a number of restaurants downtown, like just everything was convenient. What I didn't like was for those same reasons. Because I lived near all of these touristy hotspots, getting around Nara was so overwhelming and exhausting at times, having to deal with the crowds. Your girl has Asperger's or high functioning autism. I get anxious, I get overwhelmed, I'm very sensitive to noises. There'll be times where there'll be all these crowds, and then next thing you know, I'm just trying to go to the grocery store and there's some kind of parade or festival going on that I wasn't aware of. It became too much for me. Not only that, but because of all the crowds and all the chaos, it became pretty difficult for me to do my everyday things, like going and paying utility bills or going and getting groceries, going to the bank. Now I'm living somewhere else. I'm still not exactly where I'd like to be, because I've come to find out after all this time, after all these years living in Japan, your girl is a country bumpkin. I love the countryside. Your girl likes to play in the mud, catch insects, climb trees. I am not about the city life at all. Honestly, I think that's probably a reason as to why I have been kind of unhappy and struggling with my mental health, and just because your girl wants to be where the bugs are. Anyway, So I thought, let's just go down memory lane and cause a little bit of trauma for myself. Not really. Again, I love Nada City, but you know, it's just, I could do with all the crowds. All right, you guys, so let me start screen recording. Now, I will be looking down a lot because I am using my iPad and I don't have my desk set up or anything. I hope to have everything done before this month is over, but I feel like I probably won't have everything how I would like it to be until maybe like the end of June. So this is a chaotic year for me, it's chaotic time. Bear with me. This is Nada City. Actually, Nada City is pretty big. I didn't realize how big it was until I started just messing around using Google Maps. Also, I am not sponsored, affiliated at all with Google in general. I just use a lot of Google stuff like Google Chrome, Google Translate. I use Google Translate so much, you guys. And as well as Google Maps. I love it. I'm sure there's other search engines and platforms and whatever that people probably, you know, use, but for me, it's all about Google. Let's see here. So Nara is the capital of Japan's Nara Prefecture in south central Honshu. The city has significant temples and artwork dating to the 8th century when it was Japan's capital. There's a lot of temples, there's a lot of shrines within Nara City, as well as just Nara Prefecture in general. So if you like all that kind of stuff, definitely consider making Nara Prefecture your stop in your itinerary because there's a lot to look at. There's a lot of hiking, so just be very cautious, wear some very comfortable shoes, otherwise you will regret. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in. I don't know if I bookmarked around where my old apartment used to be, but I think maybe, is this it? Okay, so where this M niche is, or the red dot on your screen, that is basically around where my old apartment used to be. M niche is actually, for all you girls that may be interested, is actually a nail salon, but it's basically an apartment that was converted into a nail salon. So there you go. I've never been, but it's, I don't know, from the pictures, from the images, it seems like it's nice. And maybe they cater to a lot of foreigners because I know there's a lot of foreigners that live and actually stay at a lot of the share houses and hotels that are around here. So anyway, so from my old apartment to the Kintetsu Nara station, yeah, it's about like an 11-minute walk, give or take. And then right here where you see Daiso, this area where you see all of the restaurant indicators, that's basically downtown Nara. And that is so happening. If you're looking for a place to eat, if you're looking for an izakaya, a place to hang out, sorry about all the noise, I have my window open, then this is the place to be. There's a lot of really good restaurants. There's also a very famous mochi place. If I can find it, then obviously I'll show you guys. There's a McDonald's, there's a Moss Burger, which is Japan's healthier alternative to McDonald's. That's how I view Moss Burger. And there's all sorts of other restaurants. There's also a lot of souvenir shops, but I would be very careful because since it's such a touristy hotspot, a lot of vendors will price up a lot of their products because they know that there's a lot of foot traffic and there's a lot of foreigners and people are willing to buy and wanting to buy. My suggestion is walk around, look around, and once you kind of gauge the area and the stores and the items, then at that point I would recommend just going and buying what you need to buy because you could probably find what you're looking for a lot cheaper somewhere else if you just take the time to browse. And if you don't want to browse or what, then you know, you do you, girl. Let's see here. I haven't been to all the restaurants because your girl was broke. I'm still broke, you guys, I'm poor. So I didn't go and eat out as much as I would have loved to because I was just broke. I was dealing with a whole lot of stuff and yeah, I had no money. Oh, this looks tasty. I know I've been here. Actually, I've been here. I was gonna go on a little story time, but let's save that for another time. But yeah, I've been here. The food was actually okay. Not my favorite, but it was okay. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants. Udon is so good. Okay, anyway. Historical landmarks. Stone monument of Saigoku 9 Banminamedo. It's a very long name. What is this? The deer in Nara Park will bite people to beg for food. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes the deer, when they're like really hungry, and maybe it's a day where there's still a lot of foot traffic, don't get me wrong, but there are times where there's not a lot of foot traffic to Nara Park. So a lot of the deer are like kind of expecting people to, you know, come around and feed them. So when they get very hungry, or thirsty even, they will walk up to you, and if you don't have anything, or if they smell, like if you keep something in your purse or in your pocket, because trash cans are few and far in between as far as finding one to throw your trash. So if they smell the food or something that they like and you're not like handing it over, they will nip at you. So be very cautious, especially if you have little kids. I suggest not letting your little ones carry any food items or drinks or anything like that, because the deer can be a little aggressive in that sense. They won't go off and attack you or anything like they're not aggressive, but they are just very persistent. So I guess this is what it looks like. And this monument is actually really nice because there is some English. I guess because it's such a touristy hotspot. I will say not every place is going to have English translation or English writing on it or anything. My suggestion is, and this is something I do because I don't always have Wi-Fi because I'm broke or, you know, something always happens, my battery is running low. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take pictures of everything. And then, you know, if you're at your hotel room, or in my instance, when I'm back in my apartment, then I'll just go. And the nice thing about the iPhone, if you happen to use iPhone, I think in general you could just use Google Translate, but you can go ahead and get all that translated, and then you can read what everything is all about. So, or you can get a translating device. Japan sells a few of those. I've never used one. I've seen them at stores, but yeah, I there's that option, I guess. I don't know if I've ever seen this monument. I'm sure I probably have. I tend to take pictures of everything. I'm sure if I look through my photo albums, I'll probably find it. Let's see here. It says I recently viewed this. Wow. Look at all the deer, you guys. That is so crazy to me. That's a nice thing that I do like about using Google Maps. A lot of people that use Google Maps will go ahead and take videos of things, so you get more of like a first-hand look at everything, like the surroundings, and you can from there figure out, okay, do I want to go here or do I not want to go here? Or, you know, you can see interesting things in the way that they saw it, you know? How crazy is that? But I will just to kind of end the whole deer thing, and we'll move on. I will say, I really don't like how the deer are kept. That's one thing that kind of really, I don't know, it just made me feel a bit bitter, was the fact that because a lot of vendors tend to sell these deer crackers, and they're basically these non-nutrient rich crackers. They're just these plain dehydrated things that are probably little to no nutrient value for these deer, and there's all these vendors selling them everywhere. The deer look so scraggly and mangy. I don't even know if deer can get mange, but they just don't look in good health. For a city that centers itself around deer, and it's basically the city's mascot, and for the deer to be so, I don't know, poorly kept, it just breaks my heart. I wish that some of the vendors would go out of their way to sell vegetables and fruits that these deer can eat, maybe grasses or whatever, because I know there's a lot of tourists that would go out of their way to pay a little bit extra to be able to feed these deer some like really healthy things that they're supposed to be eating. I don't think these deer are supposed to be eating these cracker things. Like, what the heck even is that? I hope in the future Nara City can change all of that. As of right now, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't really go and hang out at the deer park or go so often, even though I live so close by, just because it kind of made me sad. Anyway, let's see. There's a few museums around Nara City as well. So if you're into that, I'll just click on this one just for the heck of it. This building is very beautiful. I will say, this is gorgeous. All right, moving on. Historical landmark. What is a historical landmark for? The tree? Oh my god. There's a stone monument marking the resting place of Emperor Meiji. Oh, okay, well, there you go. What is this one? Okay, just deer. Deer Park. Yeah, and there's a temple here that's very, it's a shrine that's very popular. There's always a lot of foot traffic, so keep that in mind if you're coming here, because again, it gets very congested with tourists. And then there's a lot of shrines heading down. I haven't been hiking around here, so I'm not familiar with all of these places, but this one's Myoto Daikokusha. I don't think I've been down here. Interesting. I like seeing a lot of these temples and shrines. If I happen to be walking around and I see one, I'll just, make my way in there. But I will say, once you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all. That's just my personal opinion on it. But if you're into that, seriously, go check it out. Take a look around. It's pretty interesting. If you don't have time to make it to every single one, then don't feel like you're really missing out on too much. Tourist attraction, there's nothing. Am I missing something? It says tourist attraction, but all I see is a fence. What is this? It is said that this was originally a cul-de-sac street where Kagekyo Jizo-do Hall was located, but now it's just a narrow path with no particular remains. The Kagekyo Jisu that is said to have existed here is now being celebrated at a nearby Shinyakushiji temple. Oh, okay. Well, that's still kind of interesting. It would be nice if it was like some kind of monument or some kind of plaque somewhere to indicate that, but how did somebody figure that out though without any indicator? Unless they're like a history buff or something? I don't know. Shiga Naoya's old residence. I know I was supposed to be giving you guys like a little tour, but I'm like just looking at whatever is catching my eye. What is this? A temple? Restaurant. This looks very nice. A lot of the Japanese gardens here in Japan are just so gorgeous and so calming and so beautiful. There's one garden that I haven't been to that I would like to go at some point, is in Kyoto. There's this moss garden. I have this obsession with moss. For whatever reason. Maybe it's my Asperger's. Maybe it's just like the whole sensitivity thing. But I like really soft, fluffy things. So moss, there's certain moss that is like really soft and fluffy. And I love touching it and feeling just like... let's see. Okay, here's another historical landmark. But again, I don't see anything. Is it here? No, that just says welcome. Maybe it's like the other one where it says like, oh, it used to be something, but there's no monument. Let's see here. When constructing the core cornerstone of the east tower of Saidaiji Temple, 30 or so stones of sake were poured over this stone and broken. So it is said to be called hashiki. And the name of the town was derived from this. Oh, so it's located in a private house. Why is there a historical landmark inside? What does that mean? I'm curious. So is that why it says Warishi? Because it's inside this house? I would love to go knock on the door and be like, hello, tourist here. Can I go in your house and take pictures? I'm curious. Okay, let's go back to the mountain. Let's go somewhere else. Tired of looking at deer. Another historical landmark. What is this? I have experienced such enlightenment only in two places. Here and in the Sistine Chapel when beholding Michelangelo's masterpiece. Wow. Cool. Cool story, bro. Okay. Well, I cancel. I don't want to take pictures. Okay. What is this? A place of worship. You will find a lot of these types of, I don't know what you want to call them, statues, sometimes in just random, like no marked locations when you're hiking in these mountains in Japan. And sometimes they've even startled me because like you're taking a hike in the evening, in the nighttime, or whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden you see like this silhouette of what looks like a person just like standing still, and you're like, the heck? Just turns out to be a statue. I've been jump scared a few times because of that. What is this? Oh, it looks like a gazebo. Oh, beach pavilion. There's a beach. There's a mountain. All right. Oh, there's a waterfall. Oh, that looks really pretty. Wow, that is a very nice waterfall. Okay, here's a mausoleum. There's actually a few of these types of mausoleums in and around Nara City. The only unfortunate thing is that you can't really get too close to these burial sites for obvious reasons, but it would be cool if you can at least get a little closer just to take a look around, or if there was more information. Sometimes there will be like a small little placard, sometimes there isn't. And how I found a lot of these places in the past, I mean, aside from, you know, using Google Maps, but I have also been playing Pokemon Go. I know a lot of people don't play it anymore, and I'm not sponsored or affiliated. I'm just mentioning this. Through Pokemon Go, I have actually found a lot of interesting landmarks and historical monuments and things like that that I probably wouldn't have found if it wasn't for me just walking around mindlessly using my app. I think another good one is TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is also a good one to use to look for things to do and tourist attractions. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. So this is Mount Wakakusa. I don't think I've ever been up here. The views look amazing. Why is the mountain on fire? And why is it on fire with fireworks? Oh, it looks, if I zoom in, well, I can't really zoom in, but it looks like there's some kind of party going on as the fire is just blazing. What is going on here? Why is there why is the mountain on fire? Let's see here. Oh, it's an annual festival called Yamayaki, where dead grass is burned. That explains it. It's like, can you imagine? The mountain is just on fire. Everyone's panicking. And then the city is like, let's have fireworks. Let's just go out with a bang. That's pretty cool. What is this? Oh, I already saw that. Okay, oh, there's a former prison. I didn't even know that there was a prison in Nara City. Temporarily closed. Heritage building. Wow, this is very interesting looking. Oh, that's the oh, so can you go inside? Can you have like a little tour? Whoa, this is actually pretty cool. So if you've ever wanted to see what a Japanese prison more or less looks like, there you go. Yeah, it seems like a lot of tourists can walk around and sightsee. The building is, wow. Crazy. Let's see if we get more information. In 2024, they will be open as prison hotel. Whoa, so you can actually stay there. Okay. Well, the prison was used until 2017. We can see and feel the real lifestyle there. What? In 2024, they will be open as a prison hotel. I did not know that. That is actually super cool. All right. Well, is there anything around other than the prison hotel? I don't know how often Google Maps updates its maps, because it says temporarily closed, but we're now in like what, mid 2025, so I'm assuming it's now up and working as a hotel. As I'm saying that, then like the Diddy notification on YouTube comes on. Cool. Let's see here. Umemura farm. Uemura. Emura? Uemura farm. Look at all the cows. Cows are so cute, you guys. Oh, I thought that was a real cow on the roof. It's not. That's good. That's good to know. I have been to a few farms, a few strawberry fields, and I think a grape field as well, because I love grapes. I will say that some of them will happen to have a little ice cream parlor or some kind of very small farmer's market type thing. Stop by. And if they sell any frozen yogurt, any ice cream, try it. It is the best thing ever. It is probably some of the best ice cream I have ever had. And if you're planning on going or stopping by, or you're thinking of going to a strawberry farm or some kind of farm to pick fruit, do it. It's a little bit expensive, but so worth it, because the fruit, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not trying, like, you know, I'm not getting anything from telling you guys all of this. It is the best. The fruit is so sweet. It is literally like eating candy. I highly recommend. 10 out of 10. You will not regret. Go and eat. And if you have kids, or you're going as a family, or you're going with a significant other, it's like the perfect date. Just go. You will not regret. So good. I love goat. I think they are so cute. Okay, I have no, back rooms level 0. The heck? What does that mean? Well, there you go. I really don't know what that means. Okay, another tomb. There's a lot of tombs. Well, this looks cool. Is it purposely supposed to be in the shape of a key, like a keyhole? There's 2 of them. Oh, it's like an aerial image. Whoa, it's kind of hard to see. Interesting. But can you actually go as a tourist? Because these look like workers. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, they don't give a lot of information, but there you go. And there's 2 of them. Nara Air Base. Okay. Pond. My back hurts. I've been sitting here for so long. Okay. This is another pretty popular temple. I don't think I've ever been here. Again, I haven't been to a lot of places because I was always scared and I held myself back. But maybe one day, even though I don't live that far from Nara. Yeah, and there's a pretty big field. I don't know if they actually use this field for planting anything because it's a pretty big open space even now as we're speaking. So I don't know if farmers actually use, or that area is not used at all. I don't know. This is beautiful. I'm not gonna click on it because, oh, there's a museum. Okay, interesting. I don't know if this is still not a city, but yeah. And then also, just like really quickly wrap up this video. Downtown Nara, there's actually quite a few things. As I mentioned, obviously there's a lot of restaurants, izakayas, bars. There's a lot of shopping for souvenirs. I don't think there's a lot of shopping when it comes to like clothes and that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for souvenirs, if you want to take pictures in kimono, there's even a cool little shop, which I didn't get a chance to do, but I would like to at some point. And you can make your own jewelry. There's also a lot of game centers. So if you like getting capsule toys, I know a lot of content creators on YouTube tend to go and, you know, get these capsule toys because number one, they make very good souvenirs, as well as some of the capsule toys you can find are very like out there. So it's pretty interesting. So if you go as a family or again as a date or by yourself, I suggest it's worth stopping at least to one of them and just to check it out. Usually the first floor is where you find all the capsule toys and the crane games. And then once you go to the upper levels, it's basically more arcades. So if you want to play like Dance Dance Revolution or like more retro games like Pac-Man and things like that, then going to the upper levels is where you'll find all that stuff. Some, depending on the size, will even have restaurants inside, and it's not anything so glamorous, but you know, it is a place to eat something while you're like playing games or whatever. I'm gonna wrap up this video. It's gone on long enough, and hopefully I can upload, edit, and just everything will run smoothly this time around. I'm really hoping, you guys. I don't want to film this. I don't want to so anyway, like and subscribe, help your sister out, because I'm tired of being poor. With that being said, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you have pets, please take care of your pets, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.